Well, Ryan was very keen to have all his women have agency, to have them occupy their own space, as much as they were also, of course, to support the narrative of our main protagonist in T'Challa. And so we had a lot of discussions about that, and Ryan really did invite us to the table in an extraordinary manner, and we felt very free to share openly, good and bad ideas alike, and so with Nakia, he definitely wanted her to have her own mission, her own trajectory in life. And when we start the story, it's complicated between T'Challa and Nakia, but the one thing that you always are aware of is the love and the respect that they have for each other. But I think what makes it, what perhaps sets Nakia aside from the traditional, love interest role is that she has a pivotal role to play in the main argument of the film. And the fact that we hear it from her mouth first, what then Killmonger says, it's the same thing, just a different means to an end. And then what T'Challa ends up doing, these are the things that make her more than just, I love you, baby, go do your thing. And we discussed that a lot, right?
Yeah, it was, what I loved about it was, you're talking about a man that has everything. He has basically everything, but he has her love, but he doesn't have it the way he wants to have it. And that's always more interesting, to have to work for it. And to I want to know who was doing. Okay, who was doing that laugh? That's good. To have to work for it, and to to respect her opinion, to need her help. We have to go to Korea. Come with me. Not just because. It would be cool to have you tag along, but because actually I need somebody to watch my back, and you're the best person to do it.
And also who speaks Korean. Hello.
You said it again. Hey, you speak Korean. No, that's what I'm saying. Like she's equipped. So you wanna. A lot of times you see love in movies, and there is love for no good reason, but it's also that you fall in love with different attributes that a person has, and
and the value they add to your life.
Yeah, all of it. So I appreciated that journey, and that was also a conflict. It wasn't something that was just understood, and then you deal with the larger conflict of the movie. It actually is driving him just as much as the larger conflict, because it's the thing that's gonna make him happy in life. So. It was lovely to play with that.
Yeah, and one of the things that Ryan really wanted, and I experienced this when I watched the film, in a way that I don't think I appreciated when we were working on it, was that he wanted to create, because T'Challa has a lot to deal with, right? A lot is coming at him, and the argument is so taut and tense about what to do, what the next steps for this nation is. Excuse me, I'm fighting illness. So he really wanted, with Nakia, for there to be a shift in rhythm, and for Nakia and for the scenes with Nakia to always have a serenity. Like Nakia's his safe space, and which was challenging. because, you know, at the same time, there's some issues to deal with. And Nakia needed to be a part of that. But we were able to strike an interesting balance. And I only noticed that he actually succeeded in doing that when I saw the film, because with the Nakia scenes, yeah, there is a definite shift in even the rhythm of his body, you know? And there's just there's a sort of sway and a peace with which they communicate. And even just to see a relationship between a man and a woman that love themselves for sure, but each other, love each other, and are at odds with each other about what the way forward is, but for the respect never to be lost. Is so important to see a working relationship, you know.
It's funny because when you talk about relationships like that, where the stakes are not just, you know, do we make each other happy, or what's gonna happen in our house? Even it's larger than that. It's like what's gonna happen with our entire country. Those political, social differences can drive a wedge between those two people where they can't be in the same house together. Like you see it with Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela. They had different opinions about where the country should go also. So that is a wedge. So it's those conflicts become, you know, well, can we be together then? It's not just like in your house, like is one of them might be Republican, the other might be Democrat. You can still stay in the same house. But in our situation, okay, well maybe not. Agree to disagree. Maybe not. Not in this day and age, huh? It's over, huh? But historically, you've been able to stay in the same house. But with us, you know, those differences are such a huge thing, and are, you know, it could be a conflict where we can't live together. We can't. If she can't fulfill her dream, then, you know, I got to figure out some way to respect that and let her do it. I have to. I have no choice. And in Wakanda, I don't think male-female relationships are the same. I think that's one of the things that we try to establish. Like, you're watching a movie through the lens that you know it, but I think when we talked about things, there's an equality there that exists in Wakanda. Shuri could be you know, the leader of Wakanda. She could challenge for the throne. You get that sense very clearly, I think, throughout the movie. And so I think that's also true in our relationship.